Hello there and welcome to a top 4 deck of the inaugural 2020 Dongers of Runeterra Cup. My name, as you can see right underneath me, I am Sith Holocron and I'm one of the founder members of the Dongers of Runeterra, the Discord company who play nothing but Legends of Runeterra in the EU. And we are very delighted that we put on our inaugural Donger Cup today, and I'm going to discuss the top 4 deck lists of our double elimination Legends of Runeterra tournament. So if you don't know what that is, as in what is a double elimination tournament, that means everybody goes into round 1. The winners progress to round 2, and the losers of round 1 go into the loser bracket, where they can fight out until they make the loser bracket final, and the winner of that actually makes the final of the tournament. So after many hours, a few breaks, a few ups and downs, we ended up with our winning bracket semi-final, and in that was our amazing master streamer off Twitch, the wonderful Swedish I'm So Humble, or real name Adam Landsberg, and he is fantastic, and this is his deck. And if you've been watching him on Twitch, you will know that he genuinely thinks this has got so much potential, it is frightening. We convinced him to try and stick with one deck, the one deck he actually felt really good with, and we all expected it to be Misfortune, as that's his favourite character, but it wasn't. It ended up actually being Twisted Fate. Let me bump this up a bit, and Swain. So if you look through his deck list, it's incredibly powerful. It's incredibly powerful because he plays it in a very wide way, and by a wide way I mean he puts out tons of units that he can do with, and specifically, you know, the deckhand will give you a keg, so that's 2 for 2 mana. The House Spider gives you a 2/2 and a 1/1 for 2 mana, 2 more units. The Arachnoid Sentry, brilliant for stunning things, and a decent sized unit on the board. The Petty Officer will either give you a keg or a random 1-cost follower, more units. Zap is in there almost to help trigger off Riptide Rex. Now he's only running 2 in this version. 2 is more than enough, because what you really want is Twisted Fate to do his stuff at early doors, and Swain either in hand or being pulled by the Leviathan, of which he has 3 of, and they do all their stuff. And it's a very standard yet kind of different spell package. So in his spell book he has 3 Flocks, he has 3 Make It Rains, 3 Death's Hand, 3 Noxian Fervor, and 2 Salvage, so he can toss 2 in an attempt to try and draw the cards or units that he needs either on offense or on defense. It very rarely happens that his Swain is not fully leveled by the time he hits the board, and a fully leveled Swain with a Leviathan is normally GG. Now unfortunately for I'm So Humble, he lost the final to Belial, so he dropped into the losers bracket, where he came up against this fine person from France, and this is Exodius72, and I have been on holiday, so it's good to be back. But I have loved this deck since beta. I love Shen and Fiora, they work so well together. But Unyielding Spirit, this one here, that I can't take damage or die, which can be, you know, taken away with Will of Ionia and Dragon Kick, and you know, there are ways to actually remove Unyielding Spirit. But ever since Will of Ionia went to 5 and has practically dropped out of the meta altogether, we are now looking at a very safe place for Fiora and Unyielding Spirit to be in. With Shen giving her an automatic buff as it comes up, there are so many ways of keeping this girl alive. It is terrifying. So we will go through the deck very quickly. It's a very standard Demacia deck list. There are 3 Fleet Feathers. That means that you put a unit down, it becomes Challenger. The Green Glade Caretaker, as soon as a thing gets a barrier, any ally at all, you grant it +2. That card can get completely out of control. Speaking of barriers, you get the Bright Steel Protector, which puts barrier on a unit, buffing up the Green Glade. Also very good to put onto Fiora herself. War Chiefs to give the person that it's supporting extra 1/1 on power and health. Lord Protege to get rid of the big unit that Fiora cannot kill and keep it going. Vanguard Bannerman has literally went straight back into the meta as a top card now. I didn't think it was as good as I thought it was. I now put my hands up. I was wrong. Bannerman is a fantastic card. Things will die in this deck, so if you keep the 5 mana, your Radiant Guardian is a 5/5 lifesteal tough unit. And as if that isn't good enough, all of these are 3s apart from the final 2, which are Bright Steel Formation, which is when you play it or attack on every round, everything gets Guardian, automatically leveling Shen, which is bonkers. And then obviously I really love Demacia, so single combat is a phenomenal thing in here. Relentless Pursuit is also a 3 of. Riposte is a +3 barrier, which is fantastic, and 2 Unyielding Spirits. The only thing I'm slightly disappointed in that isn't in here is at least 1 Judgment. I think I would have maybe taken out 1 of the Relentless Pursuits, as a Judgment on the Fiora in the right circumstances will win the game in 1 turn. That would be my only criticism, but I can't criticize it too much because Exodia beat I'm So Humble in the official quarterfinal, which put out our master streamer from Twitch, which then led to the final of the losers bracket, where Exodia's run came to an end, coming up against a fantastic deck by a Kazakhstan called Crazy Rush, and he literally has made my day by playing Jinx. Jinx and Draven is utterly bloody brilliant. It's not just slightly good. I have almost built this deck, apart from what did I not put in? I put in something that wasn't in here. I don't think I had Legion Saboteur in my version of this, but the rest of it, fantastic. This is a discard aggro deck. So the guy's name being Crazy Rush, he obviously likes to play aggro, a bit like my good self. So we have 3 Draven and 3 Jinxes. The spinning axes are just music to Jinx's ears. She is delighted she's with Draven. It's a really good match in heaven. And then he goes full out aggro without going down the Crimson route. So let's have a quick look at the followers. Legion Saboteur, attack to damage to the Nexus. Precious Pet, go for your life. That's just a really good spider. Zanite Urchin is one of the discards. So you now discard a card, you play her, and then fantastically you get another card. That's really good. Boom Crew Rookie, the 1/3 goes out, it does damage to the Nexus. The Flame Chompers are absolutely superb because you can literally discard this card with the Urchin or the Sump Dredger, but we'll get there in a minute, and it automatically appears on the table. That is superb mana efficiency, which was also in my deck. The Flame Chompers is a 0/2 challenger. Get that horrible unit out of the way and hit face. It's a pure out aggro deck. The House Spider gives you the 2/2/1/1. The Sump Dredger is a 4/3 with exactly the same keywords as the Urchin. Discard something, gain a card, and then Augmented Experimenter, which is oh wow, what a card this is. Discard your entire hand. Whatever cards you've got, discard it. Remember, Jinx needs her hand to be discarded to get her super mega death bucket rockets of doom. And then you do 3 to your unit. That's pretty much going to kill something we really want off the board, and then you get more cards. That's real good and a cracking unit. But it's only a 2 of, along with the Sump Dredger, because you're getting slightly ahead, and all the rest are 3s. But then we've got even better things. We have Vision, which is give every ally +1 power, which is fantastic. 3 Get Excited. There's 3 literally by discarding a card, again going right through the Jinx thing. Mystic Shotting, because, you know, just whacking something for 2 always feels good. And the Jury Rig is a 1/1 that when discarded is automatically summoned. So all this discard for the discard Jinx deck is fantastic. And it beat Exodia because it's really good, which means Crazy Rush won the losers bracket and then came up against our undefeated person of the day, and that is a young man called Bilal. He did not lose a single game. Could he keep it going and win the entire tournament? Well, let's look at his deck and see if you think it's better than this one. And this only lost once. The entire tournament, he only lost once up against the person who hadn't lost. This is Ezreal Twisted Fate, a phenomenally good deck, as we are truly in the Ezreal meta. His choice of followers are fantastic. 3 Riptide Rexes, 3 Yordle Grifters, 3 Petty Officers, that's a unit that you can decide if you want a keg or another unit. Black Market Merchant, one of the best 2-drops in the game, that when you play it you automatically steal a card. The Urchin, an exact same unit as in Crazy Rushes. The Pull Shark, draw a spell when you strike. And Jagged Butcher, if you can get any sort of Nexus damage, drop that down. He comes at a 3/3 from a 2/2. But it's an Ezreal deck. And he played his a bit like I'm So Humble played his deck. He wanted Twisted Fate to do his stuff early doors, as did Bilal, so he was putting out leveled up as soon as that card was going. When he was playing against decks with very little health, out came the card that does 1/2 everything, including the Nexus, clearing the board for a massive open swing. And he has also got the standard spells in here. I adore the fact that he only put 1 gotcha in. That is fantastic meta thought. Static Shock, I would normally want to be running at least 3 of these, to be fair. I would also want to be running 3 Make It Rains, as they're excellent. But he went an awful lot more followers than you would normally get in an Ezreal deck. And for that, I give you kudos. Chapeau, sir. That is wonderful that you went even more followers than spells. And that takes balls to play Ezreal with more followers, because Ezreal may not level up, and that can win you the game. The too long, don't read, don't talk anymore version is that there were 2 very fast games and Bilal won both, and won very well in the final game. Is this the new Ezreal version? Is this the best version of Twisted Fate and Ezreal in the game? I think it still needs a tweak, but then I think every deck, regardless of how good it is, always can use a tweak. So when the new cards come out in the next few weeks, start trying a few things in here. These are the deck lists. You can go through the video and go back through Crazy Rushes, take the thing down and all that sort of stuff. I don't actually have the deck codes for these. This is Exodia 72s, and then finally we have I'm So Humble, who made it to the actual big semi-final and then sadly lost 2 in a row, and unfortunately for Humble, went out of the tournament. Click through it, have a look at it, add them in to your decks in Legends of Runeterra, and that's pretty much it from me. We will be putting on the Donger Cup again, probably next month, for another $50. Completely free to enter. It's a great tournament. It was really well run by one of our other co-founders, Jan. Wonderful guy. Things seem to go pretty well. The odd hiccup but got sorted out very quickly. Guys, who doesn't want to win $50 for free? To me, that's just easy money. Take one deck, run it all day, just don't lose. I'm Seth Hologron. Dong is out.